Okay, so I'm just going to take you through how to register a CIC. Salani, you'll already have done this, but hopefully I will pause for a couple of minutes just to familiarize you with what the rules for your organization say. And Ali, hopefully just understanding the process and the relative simplicity of it will be helpful. But I can also take any questions. So I'm just going to share my screen. I think Lucas will have circulated this document that you're seeing on my screen to you. If not, I'll ask him to follow up, but you can either follow along in this document if you have it open, or you can have a look at it later as a resource. So basically what we're doing today is you've decided to set up a community cafe, which gives refugee parents access to affordable or free childcare, access to support integrating in the community, building skills, a social network. So your primary motivation here is for community benefit, but you'd also like your business to eventually be self-sustaining. You want to be able to pay yourself and your staff a salary. You don't know yet necessarily how you'd like to finance this, but you know that you might have the option of applying for a grant. So you want to keep that option open for yourself. Somebody that you know has offered you a space so you can set up and start, get going as soon as possible. So you're keen to not wait around for 8 or 10 months, which is what charity registration can sometimes take. So you just want to get going now. So you've decided to register as a community interest company, and your KIC or community interest company will be one that is limited by guarantee, not by shares. Salani, we can double check your status for you. So the first thing that you want to do is you're going to want to name your organization, and you need to make sure that you choose a name that isn't already in use by somebody else. So you're going to click on the name availability checker, which opens up this document, and you're going to put in community. I think it was called community. Was it community cafe, community coffee? And it says no exact company name matches found. So you're good to go. Nobody else has named the company that. If you put in coffee with kids, as you know, an alum from Turn has registered that, you'll say, you'll get a notification that says it's the same as another company. So you can't use that name. So first step, figure out your naming. Second, make sure your name doesn't contain any sensitive words. So there's a list of words that are deemed to be sensitive. And these include things like commission or commissioner, education, British. And the government legislates around these to say we can't let everybody use those words because they signal something in particular. So British might signal a national organization. If you're not a national organization, we don't want you to signal that you are. And so generally you either can't use these words in your company name, or you need to apply for specific permission to be able to use these names. Some applications are relatively easy, others are a complete nightmare. So it really depends on kind of what word you want to use. So just have a look down here in this list to make sure you're not tripping any of those up. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is prepare two documents that you need to submit to incorporate your company. The first is your articles of association. And what this basically is the constitution of the legal constitution of your company. And it's your rules. It tells you everything that the company does, what you're supposed to do. So Salani, you're going to want to go to that link that I sent you, Companies House. You can access your articles of association through there. If you're not sure, just drop Lucas or me an email and we'll make sure we get you a copy of that document. It's publicly available, but you want to know what your rules say. For you, Ali, for the registration process, where do you actually find your articles of association? So you click on the link that I've sent you. It's going to open up this page, which gives you model constitutions for this legal form, KIC legal forms. So you're going to, most likely, you're going to want to start with, oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong document. Let me just open up the right one. There you are, model constitutions. So if you go down, most likely you're going to want the third document down, KIC Model Constitution Company Limited by Guarantee with a small membership. If you're just one or two people setting up an organization. If you're tons of people together setting up an organization, you might want a larger constitution. So you're going to click on this document, and what I'm going to do is just open up another version that I have for that. Are you seeing that with the red writing on the screen?
Yes.
Great, great. So this is what your constitution is going to look like. It might not have red for you, Salani, because you've already filed it. So this is the draft version. But what I wanted to show you is this clause 3 called the asset lock. This is what Samara was talking about earlier, where it says the company cannot transfer any of its assets other than for full consideration. What that means is you can't sell your coffee machine for $1, £1 if you've bought it. You need to transfer it for full value to sell it for full value. So anything that is in red in this draft document is kind of core or fundamental to a community interest company. You cannot change this in your document. So you're going to want to read through that, read through your document. You're probably going to have questions because it's a 20-page document with a bunch of rules. But as you don't have to understand everything right away, but you do want to get to a place where you broadly know what this document is saying, what it's talking about, what the rules are. And the last form is a document called the form KIC 36. So again, if you click on this, it's going to open up a form, a page of forms for you, and you can just scroll down and say application to incorporate a community interest company. This will open up a form. It's a relatively simple 2-3 page form that you can fill out. 2 things that I'm going to flag on the form. One, you have to sign it with pen. It's very archaic. So if you type your name in, they won't accept the form. It just creates a headache. The second thing is, how do you actually fill in this form? Coffee with Kids, the previously incorporated organization, has a really good example, which I have linked for you. So right here, if you click on Coffee with Kids registration information, you can actually look at how they filled out their form 36. So I'm just going to open that up for you. It's right at the bottom here. And it'll show you the kind of detail, the kind of descriptions that you want to provide for what your organization is actually going to do. So Salani might want to go back and see, what did you actually say in your form 36? Have you phrased it in the right way? There are ways of changing that or updating that if you want to. If it's already registered, you might not want to touch it, but it's just something you want to be aware of, how you're presenting yourself to the world. What are you saying about your organization? And that's it. You can submit all of this online. So I've given you the link for submission. You pay a £27 fee. You can pay by card or PayPal, and it usually takes about a week or 2 for your documents to be registered. And that is the process for registering a KIC. So hopefully not too complex or intimidating. There are always problems that pop up, but obviously we're happy to help where we can, and we're around. Lucas is around. I think you'll have some support with that process.